All right, America. So we've been watching this bullshit American atrocity go on since 2000 what? 16. Started with a married officer sleeping with my wife, having an affair. Shortly before it all started, I had some people at work when I was working for the state facility protecting the abused, disabled. We all knew I was a strong human rights advocate against those who are abused by the state of Iowa employees. But these employees came up to me and said, when you go home tonight, tell your wife we know what she's up to and to knock her shit off. So I had to go relay that message, had no clue. It was an affair with a married officer. So then they put in a plan. You got state employees for the state of Iowa dating sheriffs and police to unlawfully arrest me. I said, hey, you're arresting an innocent man. What are you doing? The arresting officer said, oh, it's a slap on the hand. I said, I'm the only one working for my family, providing for my family for years now. You can't do this to us. So they put a plan in action, right? They networked with the state of Iowa, falsified a bunch of stuff. Unlawful arrest, unlawful termination. They both still need to go down. We tried running out time parameters and stuff, statutes of limitations, obstruction of justice, you guys, perversion of the course of justice. I belong in a Supreme Court room. Fuck Glenwood, Iowa. Fuck Omaha, Nebraska. You guys, both those communities, both those states have chosen to use their small minds and believe defamation and bullshit, which in turn cost my children 100,000 tears and myself and trauma to both. You don't think 6-7 years of this, sirens each and every day, using my jobs, homes, and all that, causes trauma? So they took my career and eventually my kids, because I was going for custody. I had 1 week by 1 week with her at the time. We'd been apart for a year. I hadn't seen her in a year. She came to my mother's funeral when she took her life, and I left the funeral. I was a little vulnerable, right? I left my spirit open. The devil came on in. If you guys are believers. A month later, this went down. I didn't know she was sleeping with a married officer in the meantime, or doing drugs with district attorney, who I called out, and she resigned the next week. But that's a whole nother thing. So then they messed with my kids, right? And then they persuaded you guys to be a bunch of morons as I was silent about their sin, because I didn't want what happened to me and the pain I went through to happen to them. And that married officer didn't want his wife finding out about it, right? Cat's out of the bag, guys. So this was all a big cover-up, conspiring bullshit. Backwoods deep state that started it. Well, then it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and the whole country eventually took part in it. I'm wondering why the Omaha FBI, the Attorney Generals of Iowa and Nebraska, Tom Miller, Doug Peterson, aren't doing their job and are allowing these entities to show their ass. Lack of accountability, integrity, transparency. They're dirty. More painstakingly, I was just walking with God when this started, guys. It was faith, family, and fitness. That's who I was before this all started. And I allowed them to make me someone I wasn't through daily harassment and violations, nonstop. I don't know what it feels like to be an American. But they did it intentionally, maliciously, relentlessly, every day. Is trying to discredit me and make me into someone that I wasn't and am not, in order to justify their unlawful and unjustifiable actions. It's not rocket science. There's not a day that goes by that I won't say I hate myself, but I'm very strongly dislike myself for putting it in the hands of God. Because then you know what the police did? The Omaha Police Department, they went to Pastor Kurt Dodd of Westside Church. And he started doing spiritual manipulation and intimidation, trying to get me to check out. That was the police's whole objective. And don't think the fire department wasn't in on it. They have nothing better to do, guys. I'm speaking the truth, and I'm bringing you the truth. We live in a world where people hide behind titles. People read a paragraph in front of the American flag and on the Bible and then spit on them both. Each and every one of these individuals, these veterans that lay their life down as young Americans, do it in the name of freedoms and Constitution. And when people like this spit on them, because they got a false sense of power and authority, it's absolutely disgusting to me. And that's where you guys see the anger and stuff. Also, there's a lot of trauma. I'm not the same person I was. This started when I was 31 years old. I'm 38 now. I've written President Biden. I don't know why he hasn't stepped in. This is national. President Trump. I don't know why he didn't step in. Well, he supported corruption, right? You don't choose sides in this matter. It's right and wrong. Sides are for dinner and dodgeball. We've shown youth of this country, we've shown American citizens just political ploys and propaganda and how it dominates over God, truth, and Constitution. You think anybody, like I was thinking about it, because I've walked with God through it, you think anybody that was on the fence about believing witnessed this and said, oh, now I'm going to put my faith in God because look what it did for him. God knows the truth. That's why I did it. I was a true believer. I am a true believer. I said, God knows the truth. Behind closed doors, he knows what I'm going through. Screw what men think. And if they do think wrong, I'll be able, here's a video, here's a record, here's evidence. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in science. They believe in themselves, cover-ups, and corruption. And then they all had some plan. Oh, we'll have all the police and the fire departments around the country harass him until he comes back here. I came back for death or justice. I am what you should be. I stand for the American way, my family. You guys can label me, say, oh, he's crazy. I think you're fucking crazy for messing with me since I was 31 years old. I'm 38 now. And messing with Brinley and Layla Camarillo. There's not a day that goes by I don't think about these sirens. And then in return, think about the tears pouring from my children's eyes. The emotional distress and the worries of not having not only a father, but a parent there. The other one's got some conditions, right? That I was fighting behind closed doors. That was none of your fucking business. You guys may not like my attitude, but I don't like your actions. And it took 6, nearly 7 years of your malicious, heinous, abusive actions to get my attitude here. Where you guys wanted to live. You guys didn't want me here. You wanted me 6 foot below dirt. You found out my mom took her life. Found out I had PTSD. So you guys did the real American thing, right? Mayor Gene Stothard. That title should not be in front of your name. Chief Schmader, same thing. And you guys know I'm correct. You guys should have corrected those within your community and your subordinates a long time ago instead of taking part in the corruption. You guys can't, it's not even good cause corruption when you get down to it. It's drugs, sex, prostitutes. And it had nothing to do with me. I was at home raising my kids. Ask Police Chief Johansson out of Glenwood. He came to me the next morning after he's shit-faced wasted with my wife and she showed up trying to kick in my door. While on the phone with him. He shows up the next morning. Well, he called his brother, who's a sergeant, to come get her out of her running car, drunk as shit on pills, and give her a safe ride home, right? After she's trying to break in my home, waking everybody in the neighborhood up. He shows up in the morning, I got my kids, we're eating bacon. I'm cooking, doing dishes. They're watching cartoons, coloring. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're a great father. You'll get your kids. Sorry, I'm married to a crazy one, too. Well, I wasn't married to her. We've been apart for a year. If we were married and together, she wouldn't be out with you drinking and sleeping with your officers the night before. And you wouldn't be on my doorstep coming to me to apologize while I'm raising kids, getting ready to go to work. Oh, and I was getting on the fire department at the same time. Fuck that. You've all shown me character. You guys hide behind labels, not actions. You judge people off of attitudes, not actions. That being said, I want to apologize just for being angry, but I don't. I'm going to be angry till the death, till justice. It is what it is. You guys took away my worth and my family, and I'm here to get them back. I don't know why an American advocate hasn't came forward each and every day. You can't tell me there's not an American out there just like, hey, get him out of the Midwest. Let's get him squared away. We got something like, just something before people lose lives, more life. I can't explain to you how brokenhearted I am and how disgusting this whole situation is. You think I like getting upset every day? Come on, guys. And then I got in that wreck. Probably some traumatic brain injury. 3 days before I leave Omaha. I got a video from 6 months before of saying, I'm tired of the police threatening me with vehicular manslaughter. There's 2 vehicles on the street. He turns right into me. He went 85 and a 35, no brakes. Could have went around easier. We were the only 2 cars in the street. 3 days before I leave with the truth. And then police and firefighters around the country harass me to get me back here as if they're going to pinch me and oppress me some more. No, I didn't come back here to be pinched or oppressed. You guys not figured that one out? Figure it out. I don't know why the Omaha Police Department doesn't have my fucking vehicle out there right now. Oh, is that outside your... Oh, you got to follow policy and procedure? That would have been nice when I was 31 years old. I'm 38 now. Every day you've been violating that one Constitution, civil rights, and human rights. It just started with me being a... you guys, I can't tell you the abuse I've stood against, been through. The lies, the defamation, the coercion, you guys. It's disgusting. I don't know why a law firm out there doesn't step it up. There's got to be some law firm out there that'll take... It's a huge case, you guys. States, cities, police departments, whistleblowing, all kinds of stuff, private entities. Ridiculous. You can tell me there's not some good lawyer out there that said, hey, I got a vacation home. Let's get him there while we handle this. Something. There's just something to get me the fuck out of the Midwest. To witness the abuse and oppression is one thing, but to let it fucking continue and be grossly negligent, even by those other ones, those mandatory reporters, each and every one of these individuals are mandatory reporters, sworn into God and country. How about those that are just solely paid to keep those below them, their subordinates, in check? Honest, transparent, accountable. So in the Midwest, like, and people from Omaha, I love you. Omahans, I used to take great pride in being from the heartland. Used to. I can't be within 1,000 miles of this place. At least. I got to be 3 days drive. So I can think about shit if I do get in trouble. It's how 7 years trauma, guys. Picture your children crying every day because grown-ass men can't tell the truth. And then we live in a country where nobody expects the police to tell the truth. Am I wrong? You know what would get them to tell the truth? If we had accountability in my situation, nobody partaken in it. The whole country's watch right now. The attorney generals are setting the standard. The Department of Justice are setting the standard for police. Believe me. They now know how to network. They know how to violate rights. And they know what they can get away with, which is everything. Everything. Right? Right, guys? Every time that nerve kicks up every day, I think, fuck the police. And then let's talk about CHI, the hospital that they used. Oh, the police used the hospital. I couldn't even get proper health care. Nurses knew all about like they were doing the entrapment thing, trying to, oh my God, you guys, they all knew about my lawsuit. Who knows about a state lawsuit when I'm just there to get medical aid? And then they're doing this. And I'm thinking, I can't even get proper medical care. They didn't even put me on anti-anxiety, or what do you call it? Antibiotics afterwards. I said, shouldn't I get antibiotics? I just rolled 5 times. My whole leg got infected, and I went in, because it was like a cut, and I went in for a 1-hour appointment and ended up there another 7 days. They had to cut a chunk of my leg. That's when they cut the whole chunk out. And I said, what? And then they didn't have nothing documented. No neck, shoulder, nothing. The nurse says, oh my God, they didn't document anything when you're in here. They just flapped it over, didn't clean it, didn't even give me antibiotics. Lost a big chunk of my leg because I couldn't get proper health care because the police were in there. I'm in the emergency room, and a police officer comes in, he's looking around, and I said, well, there's an officer there, she's a lieutenant, right? She's seen me, check the dates, she's a lieutenant, silver bars, right? Came up to my window, she's in my windshield, I'm hanging upside down instead of being cut out by the Just Live. It was pretty, I rolled 5 times, I was upside, like, it was crazy. She said, I seen the whole thing. That's how they gave him a reckless driving. I seen the whole thing. Well, then the officer comes in because he set it up. Said, oh, there was no officers there. There's no officers there. And then he sneaks in the emergency room. He says, you can take off your neck brace when there's no, he's like, you can take off your neck brace. It's not hurt. I thought my neck was broke. I still roll it every day. And like just doing that. It sounds like that paper, it just like a bowl of cornflakes. But this officer's coming in whispering, "Take off my neck brace. It's not broke." I mean, and then they used the hospital the entire time. CHI. Absolutely ludicrous, you guys. Tell me why a law firm, Doug Peterson, Tom Miller ain't looking into this. So before you guys judge me for getting upset because I feel like you guys don't understand how much heart I use in my life. I'm a lover, but I hate haters, and I'm just surrounded by it. I hate evil men. And I truly, like these people, like they try to tell me I'm evil if I speak about their actions. That's like saying, like, say a child's out there being abused, and he comes forward about the abuse that his father, mother, whoever put him through. Are you going to tell that child that he's evil? Are you going to tell him that it's all his fault? Are you going to tell him to stay silent about it? No, but that's what they're doing to me, guys. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. They've been doing it for years. They try to keep your head down with stupid, made up bullshit or threatening to fucking. I mean, even when they just took my truck, they came up and fingerprinted me on a blank piece of paper. Just let me know that I got a thick fingerprint on blank piece of paper so they could use it for anything, right? There's a reason I keep everything locked up. All my tools, hammers, everything. I don't want anything to disappear and come up with my fingerprints on it. I walk with God. I don't need no gun. I don't need no weapon, nothing, but I don't need set up either. And it's happened time and time again. I found drugs on me 3 times. Come on, guys. For someone not to step it up, NBC, ABC, I mean, all you news people know about it. It's pretty big, right? It's national. I'm not stupid anymore. Never was. Been doing counterintelligence and surveillance for 7 years. There's a reason they want me. You're not. I understand, I get it, self-preservation. But you're not. Before, what I tell them, before 0%, it's going to be 100%. And they couldn't figure it out because they couldn't swallow their pride. I'm tired of being pissed off. I'm tired of being upset. And I'm tired of being oppressed and walked all over. This thing's cost me $100,000 in debt. Non-stop. It should have never been like, I should have had full custody of my children, been remarried by now. They'd have a great role model. They'd have a home bought, I should have been retired at 59. That's all gone. Even if I got a good job today, I'm nearly 40 now. I'll be working in my 70s. They took 10, 12, 13 years off the end of my life. And you think I give a shit right now? God put me here to be an advocate for the disabled, the downtrodden, and my children, to be a parent. And you guys took all that. And you guys pretended to be all that. As I sit here and I know you're fucking lying and abusing people behind closed doors. I am what you should be, and that's why you guys had a problem. I'm the good fight. I'm just not polite about it. I don't have the best attitude. I mean, I hate you guys for making me hateful. But that's the juice I need to run on to get to justice and victory. And I'm not stopping until I'm out of gas. So as long as you guys keep promoting fucking me being disgruntled and violations of my privacy, you guys can't go back. The damage is done. The only thing you could have done was make it right. And you chose not to. You chose to fight instead of make it right. So I don't know why advocates aren't separate. I don't know why someone out there in a good position that's seen the truth and seen what I've been through is like, it's inhumane to leave me fucking here. I'm nearly a 40-year-old man. You say, oh, go get a job. They've used the last 5 jobs. I go get a job today. It'll be lined up by them. Last 2 women I've been with, it's been over 4 years, lined up by the police. Let's talk about the twins, with the woman that the police put in my life. Then I couldn't see him for the last couple of years. Why? Because the last time I was there, her son came out, 12 years old. He had to stay in his room because gentlemen were just at the house putting cameras in, right? I want to know who's behind all this. They fucked up lives. They've literally, if those 2 twins, and we don't know what's going on there, but if I have 4 children out there, they literally took the father out of 4 children's lives just so they can cover up an affair. That's how this started. And if America, you guys want to buy that bullshit, you got to think about the mouth. Okay, so with the women that are related, name one of the women that they had relationships with that are on heroin, meth, and into prostitution. Related to me or not? Name one. Now ask yourselves why the police have ties with them. And I don't. really don't. I have the purest heart and the best of intentions in this entire ordeal. I just don't deal with oppression, abuse, and my children crying very well at the hands of dirty men and women. They've sucked the color right out of the American flag from me. The American flag that I love. Midwest, like I just said, fuck Omaha. Omaha's good if you got family here, guys. It's good if you're in the mid. Like everything around here, after all this trauma, reminds me of something. Fishing, everything, guys. They harass me while I'm fishing. They break in my car, take my wallet, then the police. Then they drive off as I go to get in it, and my wallet's gone, but the money's out of the wallet and put right where the wallet was. Just to let me know they wanted my wallet, my social security card, but not the money. And they wait for me to get up from fishing and then drive off. Or the helicopters while I'm fishing, or the siren. Like, they've ruined everything, guys. Can't make this shit up. There's not a place they haven't used. 7 years, you guys, every day, all day. These guys are paid to do this. They're on the clock with nothing better to do. Following unlawful orders. Preventing me from getting on with life. It's the prevention of getting on with life that really gets me. Think about it. I went down to Florida. I left the police abuse for the second time. I went to Las Vegas and they did it again. I was almost about to take my life. I had to come back to see my babies, and then Omaha police harassed me. I still haven't seen them. It's been over 1.5 years. Never in my life I went 5 days. The parental alienation. It was like, oh, but I went down to Florida. So I came back, did that number for 8 months, and they tried to kill me here. And so 8 months plus 6 months of the healing. Then I went to Florida to get away from police corruption, right? They tried to kill me. I don't want nothing to do with this fucking place, man. A couple times. We won't go into the carbon monoxide, stupid shit. But, I had a job before I had a hotel room, and I mean, they're right into that place. You know what I'm saying? Like, they keep denying you the right to go on, so you take your life. And America just sits there and watches. America just sits there and watches. Question your leadership. Question everything, guys. Question like the humanity behind you. Just fucking heartbroken. And I don't want to be rude, so I say bad stuff like Omaha. I love Omahans. I love the downtrodden. I love all people that don't violate someone. All people that don't traumatize people intentionally. All people that don't run on a false sense of power. I hated it since I was young. And they tried twisting defamation and reputation. You know how I got it? You don't get a reputation by, I've never fought anybody my size, smaller. Never. It's always the bullies. It's always standing up for someone. Fuck. When I was young, and that was years ago, guys. Half a life, 20 years ago, 15, 20. But it was always standing up for someone. Always. I see the fear and the pain in their eyes. I've been there. I've done that. Through abuse and stuff like that. I don't want them to have it. So I would, when I had a chip on my shoulder, I was like 17, 18, 19. And they capitalized on that for defamation. You guys, 38. This started when I was 31. Think about it. Think about all the days lost with my children. All the tears and worries and distress had by my children. You may not want to think about it. I don't want to either. I do all day, every day. That's all I think about. If you don't think my children and you don't think I deserve the right to be able to get my children out of the Midwest, even their mother, man. If you don't think I have the right to fucking constitutional rights and a 6th constitutional right, I don't know. It's a broken system, guys. I'm tired of the abuse and oppression. I'm tired of the titles and people pretending to be people they're not. Or reading books by, look at some of these clean cut, like officers. Come on, guys. dirty as shit in the soul. But they'll judge me because tan skin. I mean, religious, Christian, country, Christian, but tattoos, Christian, Layla, Brinley, their handprints. You know what I'm saying? This is the only one that's just 17 years old, got permission to get a tattoo. Look at that on the wall. But they all mean something. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys, when they judge the book by the cover. Doug Peterson, Tom Miller, Iowa, Nebraska, DOJ, FBI. Why are you not doing your job? 7 years, you guys. I'm exhausted. Look at the bags, the lines. When people try to intentionally, maliciously put stress on you so you kill yourself, that means they're applying a lot of stress, and stress does damage to the body, physically, mentally, heart, everything. And that's why I say the damage is done now. But to leave me in it, surrounded by those who are doing it, is not only un-American, but inhumane. I just wanted to heal. I wanted my children to heal. It's lifelong. You can't heal from this stuff, you guys. I'm being real with you. All right, that was me being real. Have a good day. Be blessed.